It's Friday, the 23rd of March, 2018, and welcome to Navigating Your Day. So 23, safety energy lock number 23 came into the universe in Jiu-Jitsu, meaning proper circulation maintenance. So safety energy lock number 23 is located in the back of the waist, sort of over the kidney area, and the proper circulation maintenance is it helps the maintenance of everything that circulates in the body. So that is the fluids, the water, the blood, the lymph, the plasma, which is the fluid portion of the blood, the cerebrospinal fluid, the neurotransmitters, the hormones, the digestive enzymes. Those are all the parts of the body that are fluid, but also the fluid movement of energy. So even though it's not fluid, it's not just fluids, it is about circulation. So the safety energy lock number 23 helps to keep us flexible. It helps to keep us adaptable. It helps to keep us going with the flow. It helps us to maintain the flow of things within our bodies and our beings. And 23 is a 5, of course, and 5 is exactly about adaptability. It's about our ability to adapt to changes. It's about being flexible. It's about being the inventor, finding new ways of being, new ways of seeing, new ways of doing, new ways of using things, new ways of perceiving the world, new ways of interacting with people. 5 is also the networker. It's what connects things. So that circulation maintenance that's being maintained in the being is part of what connects us to other people. So the better we have that moving within ourselves, the more we have all the parts connecting through the circulation of energy and fluids and everything else in our body, the more we can reach out and connect to other people. And connection is a fundamental human need. So when we are in harmony with safety energy lock number 23, then that becomes easier for us, and we really help to fulfill that fundamental need that we all have. So 23 is 5 is an air number, so it's about thinking and analysis. 3 from March is a fire number, so we've got the air and the fire, and 2 from 2018 is a water number. So we've got air, fire, and water in the root of the life map today. 5s can be very critical. They can't let mistakes go. They just can't let it go, right? So very often they hang on when it's not necessary. They also don't like not to have options, and they don't like to feel restricted. So 5s, people with lots of 5s in their life map very often can be quite claustrophobic. We need to bear that in mind. 5s need to know that they have choices. They don't want to be bound, right? Think of it as a volatile gas that doesn't like to be contained. And so it doesn't mean that they can't stick to routine, or they can't stick to rules, or that they don't have boundaries. Not at all. What it means is that they don't like being forced to do what they don't want to do, which is, I suppose, all of us, right? So be aware of that today. Also, 5 is a high energy number. 5 quite likes adrenaline. 5 needs to have that excess energy dissipated. So some exercise today would be really good, especially something that is fairly high intensity and works up quite a sweat. It will help to actually manage that sort of, I want to say, almost hyped air energy that can very often be associated with 5. If 5 does not actually find a way to drain that energy effectively, they can become extremely anxious. So over-analysis, overthinking can actually just wind us up in such a way that it can make our anxiety worse. In analyzing and trying to find a solution to something, we can get so stuck in that analysis process that the more we do the analyzing and the less we can find the solution, the more trapped we feel, and the more trapped we feel, the more anxious we become. So that is something to just be aware of today. The 3 is about expansiveness. So 5s don't like to be contained. They're air numbers, and 3 is a fire number. Fire doesn't really like to be contained either, but it's relatively easier to contain than air, because at least you can see fire, right? So it's about expansion. It's about expansiveness and allowing us to adapt. It's about expanding so that we can circulate more freely. The 2 is so that we don't forget that we actually cannot overanalyze, that we actually need to feel as well. So 2 helps us become aware of our feelings, and the 5 helps us become aware of our thinking and analysis. And 3, it's quite beautiful because 3 is the number that's between the 5 and the 2, and 3 is about unleashing our creativity. So if we are able to do that today, then we can navigate our way through our day more like a dance and less like banging our heads against a wall, I suppose. The hero today is I wanted to say a 9, but that's not right. The hero today is a 1. So when we have 1, let me just make sure. Yes. When we have 1 in the hero position, 1 is about complete, remember, it's about integrated. 1 is about inspiring. 1 is about being enough. So if we can resonate with that energy of being enough, then we don't have to overanalyze and we don't have to actually become so anxious. When we are connected to that hero energy of the 1, then we can be more certain about our way forward. We can be certain about the next step. We might not know what the next 20 steps are, but we do know what the next step is. And so if we can connect to that energy, we will be able to actually rise into that. And 1 in this position gives us a natural confidence. I matter, I'm here, I can be seen, I have a voice, I can speak, I can articulate what I need. So that is the energy that we can connect to with the 1 in the hero position today. The villain today is a 6. So when we have a 6 in the villain position, then we generally have a potential for a lack of balance, for an inability to see our inherent inner beauty and harmony. That we're looking for the peace and the harmony and the beauty outside of ourselves, and we're not seeing that we don't have to go and look for it. It's right where we are. We just need to be able to appreciate it. And the 1 of the hero today can really help us to connect to that. 6s in the villain position can very often lead to extremes of behavior. So be careful, because it can be extreme volatility of the 5. It could become extreme criticism. It can be self-critical or criticism directed at others. It can be impatience. It can be over-analysis, right? Not feeling, only in the head, not in the heart, or completely emotional with no boundaries. So 6 in the lesson is about extremes. It's about not being able to maintain the balance. So just be aware of that and connect to safety energy lock number 23. If you connect to the energy of safety energy lock number 23, then you maintain that proper circulation maintenance, and then the chances of things getting out of hand decreases. And so you can do that by holding the little finger. I just wanted to make sure. I keep on forgetting the fingers these days, right? I always look at them before I write them down, and then I look at them before I start the clip, and then by the time I've spoken so much hooey by the time I get here that I forget the fingers. So it's the little finger. The little finger, remember, is all our trying tos, all our imperfections, all our needing to be perfect. So that criticism of self and others, the not being able to let things go, the not being able to let errors slip, the overthinking, the trying too hard, the pretending, the not being true about what we really need, the not being standing within our authenticity and our integrity. That is harmonized by holding the little finger. You, of course, also harmonize the heart, which is associated with the subconscious mind, and the small intestine, which is associated with the analytical conscious mind. You bring those 2 into harmony, and in actual fact, you help to harmonize the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system, and you basically just help things to calm the hell down. All right, so hold your little fingers today. Don't be hard on yourself. Please be kind to yourself especially, and I hope you have an amazing Friday. I'll speak to you again next week.